The first universal practical aspect in the philosophy of language of all meaning change is, number one, it results from a teleological act of a will to power, not from reason, nor is it derived from sense experience. Reasoning does not care what specific premises, axioms, or whatever assumptions are used to begin one's reasoning. Reasoning is at best a process or methodology for preserving truth, however one defines truth, not for gaining knowledge of truth. If one starts with true premises, axioms, or assumptions, sound reasoning will preserve that truth, and valid reasoning will assure it is impossible for the premises to be true and the conclusion false. However, reasoning cannot guarantee one is starting the reasoning process with truth. Nothing in reality or sense experience requires an axiom, premise, or assumption treating water as a person. If one believes water needs to be treated as a person, for whatever reasons one believes this set or context of beliefs gives one the teleological or normative go of having the use and usefulness of the word water be the same as the use and usefulness of the word person within that context or set of beliefs. The ultimate goal is to give water the same power as a person in the reasoning. If this act of will has the power of violence upon others, especially if it has a monopoly on violence, such as the law does, this act of will be compelled upon others to force them to have the same belief in water as a person in order to achieve the teleological or normative goals for the change in meaning. For example, the argument for treating water as a person under the law usually begins with the premises that water is necessary for all persons to live and to enjoy life, and that the abundance and purity of water is being threatened by technological pollution of water, thus threatening human life. These premises can be derived directly from sense experience. However, there are an uncountable number of conceptual options for dealing with these empirical problems. One option is the teleological or normative goal of treating water as a person under the law, ethically or even pragmatically. This is a creative option that is both aesthetically and normatively pleasing, but is not derived from sense experience, but derived existentially and conceptually. In the same way, in prior episodes, I pointed out that reason holistically derives I am, therefore I think, and I think, therefore I want more than just thinking. As I've contemplated in these other episodes under other topics such as metaphysics, epistemology, ethics, and morality. Acceptance of this creative option creates the law and the ethics and even the facts to justify itself, and not the other way around. The conclusion and supporting facts for treating water as a person are created by the act of will wanting water to be a person in the same way any act of will is created. As summarized in prior episodes, an explanation of the creation of this act of will or will to power is not something of which we can speak within any language word game other than that of intention and will, as I have contemplated in these other episodes. Even the simple act of will of raising my left arm at this precise moment cannot be explained empirically or conceptually in any way but as an act of will or intentional act. Science can talk all it wants about neurons in the brain being activated that then activate electrical and chemical signals in nerves that extend into my arm, but none of these explanations describe why or how I activated the neurons to begin this process of raising my left arm, nor the nature of this I that started this process of raising my hand. In the next episode, I will cover the second aspect, universal aspect of philosophy of language and practice, the fact that the resulting change in meaning does not embody either physical or metaphysical foreknowledge. In these aspects, when I say teleological, I use it to include normative. As discussed in prior episodes in the philosophy of language, language is a social construct based on behavior that is goal-oriented. It is controlled by the will, in particular the will to power, in particular the will to power of the ruling classes.